So does Nicky Cook have the power this evening? He comes to the ring, the former WBO Super Featherweight champion. His old title is on the line this evening and is determined to get it back. Maybe his last shot at the big time. He knows if he loses tonight, there's nowhere else for him to go. But doesn't he look confident as he comes to the ring? Destined for big things when he was British, European and Commonwealth featherweight champion. Didn't find world title glory until he moved up to super featherweight. Beat Scotsman Alex Arthur on the same night that Amir Khan was destroyed by Bradis Prescott. So nearly 3 years ago. He's back this evening, back in world class, Nicky Cook. He's up against this man, the defending WBO Super Featherweight champion Ricky Burns, who makes the third defence of his title.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the ring the WBO Super Featherweight Champion of the World from Coatbridge, Scotland, Ricky Burns.
Real techno blaring out for the entrance of Ricky Burns. Actually a music choice that's popular with Nicky Cook, who's pogoing in the ring for a minute. It's Ricky Burns who comes to the ring as champion. He beat the man who beat Nicky Cook, Roman Martinez. Martinez just took 4 rounds to get rid of Cook. But Burns beat him in Scotland to lift this title. Defences against Andreas Evanson and Joseph Lariat have followed. It's the first time that Burns has met a domestic rival as world champion. A Battle of Britain, this one. Scotland versus England. Young v old. Youth v experience. Will it be Burns or will it be Cook? Well, we'll soon find out. A three-year age difference, but you get the feeling that Burns is very much at his peak at the moment, whereas Cook's, we've seen the best of him. Much between them on fights. Maybe the power slightly with Cook. Burns boxed more rounds. Been a pro 13 years and 10 years respectively, so neither of them are lacking when it comes to ring know-how. Go to our MC Mark Burtis for our introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Warren, in association with FrankWarren.tv and sponsored by Hill Dickinson Lawyers, proudly presents 12 3-minute rounds for the WBO Super Featherweight Championship of the World. Live and exclusive on Sky Sports HD, Saturday Fight Night from the Echo Arena here in Liverpool. Your officials are appointed by the World Boxing Organisation and the British Boxing Board of Control. And your 3 scoring judges at ringside are Mr. Richie Davies of All Hallows, Kent, Mr. Terry O'Connor of Birmingham, and Mr. Dave Paris of Leeds. Your WBO supervisor is Mr. Dennis Gilmartin of Wales. Your British Boxing Board of Control steward in charge this evening is Mr. Jeff Bolter. And when the action begins, your referee in charge is Mr. Phil Edwards of Preston. Your timekeeper at the bell is Andy East. And now to introduce the contestants. Firstly, in the red corner, wearing the black and gold shorts, weighing in 9 stone, 4 pounds. He enters a ring with just 2 world title losses in 32 fights with 16 stoppage wins to his name. He is the former undefeated British, Commonwealth and European champion, and tonight he attempts to win back the title he held in 2009. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting and introducing the former WBO World Champion and tonight's challenger for the title, from Dagenham, England, Nicky Cook. And across the ring in the blue corner stands the reigning World Champion. Wearing the white and pink shorts, weighing in 9 stone, 4 pounds. He enters the ring with 31 wins from 33 contests, with 8 of those wins coming by stoppage. Tonight, he makes the 3rd defence of his WBO crown. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting from Coatbridge, Scotland, the reigning and defending WBO Super Featherweight Champion of the world, Ricky Burns. Your referee will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Okay, gentlemen, you've had your instructions in the dressing room. You know what I expect. Break cleanly when I tell you to. Watch those heads in close. Defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to you both.
Ladies and gentlemen, 12 3-minute rounds for the WBO Super Featherweight Championship of the world.
Well, the ring is almost empty, save for our referee, Phil Edwards, and our 2 boxers, the champion, Ricky Burns, and the challenger, Nicky Cook.
Seconds out, round 1.
And we're underway here in this WBO Super Featherweight title fight. Ricky Burns looking to stamp his authority in. Well, he's put down Nicky Cook already. There's a puncher.
He's hurt his back. He's hurt his back.
Nicky Cook says he's fine. There was rumours beforehand that Nicky Cook had hurt his back. Now he turns his back, and this is extraordinary, Colin.
He's paralysed. He's torn a muscle in his back or something. His back's gone.
This is, I think, in his buttock. Now he's saying
it's like a hamstring, is it? I don't know. It's extraordinary.
I don't know if Ricky Burns landed a punch. Nicky Cook.
He did land the first punch, put him down, and then his back seemed to go.
So 2 counts here for Nicky Cook in the opening seconds. Now Burns lands with a right around the head and a right to the body, which Cook really seemed to hurt. I don't see nothing quite like this. Cook is down again now from a right hand to the body. This is all over, isn't it, Colin, I think?
It's ridiculous.
Nicky Cook, it seems it just goes down momentarily for a second. He's not hugely hurt.
No, he seems to be more hurt with something's wrong with his back.
So another shot to the body, and Burns is targeting this. Who can blame him, really? The towels now come in. And referee Phil Edwards says it's all over. Never seen anything quite like this, Colin.
A farce. Well, listen, I said before the fight to you, if you remember, I'm afraid this is a mismatch. Now, even if, you know, he'd had 1 fight in 2 years and he's now fighting for a world title, it's just nonsense.
Oh.
And
Billy Nelson is sort of tending to Nicky Cook in his corner. Father Paul Cook in Nicky Cook's corner as well, and Cook's slumped on a stool. He looks in absolute agony, doesn't he, Colin?
As soon as he went down the first time, he got up and he was paralysed. He had a back spasm. Ricky Burns hit him on top of the head, virtually the first punch of the fight. He went on the floor, got up, and he was obviously in extreme pain and complaining that something was wrong with his back. And yet, when he got up the second time, he seemed to box on, and it didn't seem anything wrong with his back. And then, of course, he went down the 3rd time, and the back spasm hit him again. I mean,
well, what an unfortunate ending to this fight. It may well be the end of Nicky Cook's career, because it's hard to see how he comes back from this. It looks like maybe something in his right buttock, Colin.
Well, that's where the hamstring is usually, isn't it? When you see footballers when they get a hamstring injury during the game, they seem to feel their buttock. But whether it's a hamstring or whether it's a back spasm or whatever.
Well, Ricky Burns has come over now to Nicky Cook's corner, just having a word with him.
Now the point is Nicky Cook going to need a stretcher to get him back to his dressing room, or is he going to be able to walk, or are they going to have to carry him back? Quite extraordinary goings on.
There were rumours beforehand, weren't there, Colin, that Nicky
I heard
Cook,
that he's got a back problem. You can see as soon as he went down, he's feeling the left side of his body, and he's stretching. He's okay. He's continued. Then he gets hit on top of the head. Or is that the first time? I'm not sure now.
That's the first punch. It was a right hand from Burns around the back, and then a punch to the top of the head. Cook tried to stretch it out. I think he may be leaving the ring on a stretcher.
Now he went down the second time without a punch. Now the referee shouldn't have counted because there was no punch.
That was the third time he was on the floor. Well, Burns is.
He got hit. He got hit in the kidneys.
Well, that was that
time.
That was the third time, but I think it was. I mean, the way Cook was bouncing back up, I think it was aggravating the injury. Now we are seeing a stretcher now coming ringside for Nicky Cook.
Now they threw in the towel, and the referee acknowledged the throwing in of the towel because they're not entitled to.
Well, no, I thought for a minute he was going to ignore it, but I mean, Nicky Cook was obviously in.
Mickey
in
Van used to ignore it.
Referee
Mickey Van.
He was obviously in agony, Nicky Cook. Now, looking at pictures now of Nicky Cook in the ring, fairly disconsolate. I'm surprised how. I mean, that must have been over in 60 seconds. Here's.
No, I think with the 3 knockdowns and all the nonsense it went on, it was nearly over in about 10 seconds, wasn't it?
Nicky Cook now being laid out flat on the stretcher.
Well, a sad way for him to leave the arena tonight on a stretcher.
Have you ever seen a fight stop like that, Colin?
Never. And that's in near enough 50 years. Never seen anything like that. There's always a first time, of course. And we've had it tonight.
So whether he aggravated an injury that he already had coming in.
I've seen fighters stop with injuries before, but not in the first round. Leg injuries I've seen them stop.
Dislocated knees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or dislocated shoulders we've seen before.
Yeah. But never seen anything like that in a world title fight.
And Cook, he looked so confident, hadn't he, coming in, Colin?
With respect, Ian, what did I say to you before the fight entered the ring? Did I not say I think this is a mismatch?
Well, yeah, you did say you fancied Burns.
No, I said I think this is a mismatch.
Well, the consensus was that...
Of course I fancied Burns, but, Nicky Cook, having been out the ring for 2 years, came back, beat a journeyman, not very impressively. When was that? At the...
On the O2 show.
On the O2 show, which was a few weeks ago. And he's now fighting Ricky Burns for the world title. Doesn't add up to me.
Now, Ricky Burns very sportingly leads the applause as Nicky Cook is stretchered from the ring.
Now, of course, he got a back injury, and of course people will say, well, that's what caused him to lose the fight. But don't forget, he was down from the very first punch that Ricky Burns threw.
But that was the right hand to the kind of round the back where the injury was, though.
No, the first punch was on the top of his head.
No, I think that was the second punch. I think.
No.
I think the first was the right to the body. Then it was a right to the head.
Well, of course, I feel sorry for Ricky Burns as well, because he trained for weeks for this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Nicky Cook. At 1 minute 33 seconds of round one, your referee stopped the contest. He deemed that Nicky Cook was obviously in no position to continue. The winner and still the WBO World Super Featherweight Champion from Coatbridge, Scotland, Ricky Burns.